Hi everyone, this is Prakash and welcome to SQL Features. Today is the fourth video in the series, and today we'll go through continuing our journey with the Docker container. Not only we're going to create the containers and test them out, but at the same time we'll be creating a file container setup where you have transmission as the download client, radar as the movie download, sonar as for TV show downloads, as well as jacket, which will provide us the indexers, and finally jellyfin, which is basically the movie consumption side, so you can play all the movies. All right, so having said that, let's keep going. So that's my home page, and so all that we'll be installing today. So first step, housekeeping. You go to the link, go to media stack. Link will be there on the video description. Now you go to 40 media stack, and these are the files we'll be using to configure it. And for that, I have this whole folder opened here on Visual Studio Code. You can basically connect to the server, cd to it. If you have not downloaded, run the glut command, and if you already downloaded, then you can connect to this folder and just run the git pull command, and that way you'll have the latest folder. All right, so assuming all that is pretty straightforward, let's keep it forward. So we'll be again connecting to our Proxmox server. Let's check the status, what's going on. We can. So let's list all the snapshots. So we have the snapshot which we created in the previous video. It's been a while, so we can't technically delete it. And let's make sure we create a blank scale. So let's check the snapshot now. We are here, so we're gonna create a snapshot at this point. We downloaded all the the container images, and we don't want to re-download it again. So if anything goes wrong in this exercise, we will be using it to roll back. And here is the command for the rollback if needed. Now let's continue, connect to the server. Okay, rollback stops the server, so we will start. So we haven't started the server, so let's start it. So the server is started. Let's exit from there, and now let's go back to 230 to connect and validate our connection. Check Docker version, looks good. Images, our images which we downloaded in the last episode should work. And if you have not downloaded it, running this Docker Compose will download it, but that will slow down this whole exercise. So we download in advance. We can see nothing is running, and we can also see that the folder main folder is empty. I'm gonna exit it here. Now connect to the server and create the folder. We're going to copy the Docker Compose file from here to folder here inside media stack, the one we just created. So let's copy it. Good. Now let's check the media stack folder exists, and finally the file. No such file is there. Okay. Okay, we are at the wrong place. We are on our Proxmox server, so we should exit out from there. All right, now let's run the command because the folder is already created, but the file was not transferred. Let's run it, and we transferred the file 100%. We can see it now. And the next command will again validate. Yes, the file does exist, and we can read the content, just in case. So everything looks good. So we need to come back to our client machine because that's where the file is. Now we copied folder is there. So now let's connect back to the server. Another thing, we don't have the folder, and this is the folder we're gonna use for all the different kind of configuration and downloads will be happening by all these apps, right? So every configuration will be stored here. Now you could have mounted as an NFS drive. If you already have an NFS server, then mount it this way, and this way your data and configuration is saved on your NFS server rather than local VM. For the sake of easiness, and it's a testing VM, right? So we're gonna use just a folder, and so I'm creating these folders which are used by all the application, and I will show you in a bit how it works. But after we created folder, I'm gonna exit, come here, and now we actually need to connect to our main server. And no, we don't need to connect to our main server. So connect back to the server. We can delete the exit. There was no need. So we're gonna change the ownership. Oh, it says you can't access. So let's see. Okay, some of these folders were not created, so let's do it slowly. Information, I'm sure it's got created. Let's run one by one. Now we're gonna grant permission to the user ID 1000, group ID 1000, which is the default user we are using for this particular test. Same thing for TV shows. There you go. So we are done with the basic. We're going to create a network for the Docker to be used, and now we can use our Docker Compose file to start this container. So let's run it, and you can see all 5 containers coming. And because we already downloaded all the container images, you can see it takes like 2 seconds for 5 VMs to be up and running. So now let's go down, and first thing we'll start configuring. First connect to this jacket, change your IP address, whatever you do. Let's close the other VM. So we got to the jacket, and we can see this is the API key. There is nothing. First thing we're gonna add on the jacket is to make sure the password is done. So we're gonna put our password here. Set password. So this password is secure. Now click add indexer. Go to the bottom and download. These are all the indexers available for the downloads. We're gonna this is just a test one. As I already suggested, don't download anything illegal. Your ISPs are anyway tracking it, so no point unless you want to play and use VPN and all that. So we downloaded, and you can see indexer is there, and copy tons of feed is there, and we're going to use it in a bit. So first thing is configured. Your password, login and password for jacket would be now this. Now let's connect to transmission, second service. And for transmission, we already created it, and so we're going to use hvadmin. Okay. So you can see hvadmin and our password, and I say sign in. So we are signed in. You can see the passwords are in the Docker Compose folder for transmission. This was our login and password, so make sure to use them. And now we are inside. You can see downloads. So we mapped the downloads folder. Complete is being added by transmission, and transmission is using a user called ABC in this case. So that's why ABC is the user, should have access to the other movies as well as the TV shows, the final folders, which are managed by Radar and Sonar. Now, so we're done with transmission. Let's go back to, let's start sonar. And now we'll configure sonar. First thing, we go to settings. But before I do that, let's quickly check the steps. So we did the jacket, set the password, we added YTS. So this is not needed. Login to radar, so we just logged in radar. So we're gonna go to the general settings, security, authentication, and change the login password. That's exactly the plan. General, show advanced is what you want. Authentication, make it form login, and we're gonna use our standard login password and click save. So now it wants to restart it, so we'll do that. Now, after that, at the same time, I'm starting our radar also, because same configuration you're doing on sonar, we'll be doing on radar as well. Only difference between these two applications is they're basically one for the TV shows and one for the focused on movies. Pretty much similar code. So let's save it. So we changed the general setting. Now let's go back. So now let's do the download client. So we're gonna add a download client. Here are the details. Let's click on download clients plus QTorrent. Our download client is transmission. Let's come back here, copy the name for host. Name would be transmission. Localhost will change to transmission. Not touching anything else. This we should change it to our login and password for the system. The same as we admin and password. And click test. If it's successful, it is. Click save. So you just downloaded a client there. Same thing. Let's go to sonar. Do exactly the same steps. Submission. Tested. Okay, so we downloaded client. Now let's add the indexers. Here is the fun part. This is something. So you add our BG. You don't want to click test, because if you do it, then yes, test will work, but same won't work. Just click save directly. It's just gonna save it. Do the same thing. Go to radar plus radar BG and save. And see, it failed. So we now have to give it a few minutes for it to save, right? So there is some kind of issue in connecting and setting it up itself, so that's okay. Meanwhile, let's configure another indexer, which is our tonsor. The way we will call it YTS, and we're gonna put an API key. We go to the jacket and copy the key from here. API key URL, right? So we go to the jacket. You want to copy this URL. So say copy link address. Come back here. Put the URL. Technically, the test should work. So let's see. There is a problem. No RSS feed query available. So we're doing all right. Something is wrong here. So let's go ahead and finish this exercise first. Let's save it again. Okay, so this time it's saved. Let's cancel it here. Something didn't went right here. So let's test it now. If that works. No, cancel it. Let's try the same thing here. Add tons name. We wanna put name as, let's follow the instructions. Indexer, so we RG, we did, show advanced, name movies, okay, media management, we did not do it. Maybe. Let's do media management first, then we'll come back. So you wanna rename the movies. You wanna click show advanced settings if you have not done it, and disk change. I prefer that movie folder has the quality as well, so that in case I have two different 4K and normal HD, and then in that case I can manage it easily and use. So we want to keep 1 gig of space and stop if that much not space is not available. Then don't try to download extra files. I prefer SRT and sub, for example. So if subtitles are there, please download it. Unmonitored deleted movies perfectly. And then once this is done, we're going to add the root folder. This is where you have the download. If you go inside download, you can see complete. So this is the folder where originally the files will come from transmission. But what we want, what we are telling Radar in this case is that, hey, once the file is downloaded, make a copy of it in this folder, then do the renaming and sort the subtitles and other files. So click OK. We can see movies is visible here, free space and all that. Click save changes. We are done. Now let's go back and try the indexing. Hopefully this time, third time is a charm. Right, so the return job feed, pasted there, so you can say indexer, return job name, YTS, yes, so let's name it to YTS. URL would be jacket main page, copy down that feed. Let's go to jacket main page. Let's refresh it and we'll copy down the feed. Come back here. That could be the reason, but we'll see. Multiple language, API key. We go back to jacket, copy the key here, come back at the key, and this should work. See, it worked. So probably first media management, then come here. That was the step missing. So we come back here, YTS, do the exact same step for Sonar. YTS, that's the API key, so put it here, get there, copy Tonzab. URL, nothing else, and the test is again filling here. Then we didn't change anything than what we did last time. API, so the only part is that API is there, different. It was not there when we were doing it in in the Radar configuration. No, API was there. But you can see the movies, categories, all that you can sort it out, but that's not the goal right now. Let's probably give it a few minutes. Let's see if this works. Nope. Let's save it now. So there is some challenge using the Sonar for that. Let's see if we miss some basics. Now, when we do that indexer, let's go what type of indexer YTS is. Is there a limitation coming from here? Oh. YTS is not there. So it's possible that YTS is, only meant for, not meant for TV shows. So let's add one more indexer. 1337. It says it has the TV content, so it should be good. So it's selected. We're going to call it 1337X Sonar. 1337X. Same. We go to jacket, copy the Tonza feed for 1337. API key. Copy it again. This should work. Okay, seems like it's working this time. Okay, good. So YTS did not have TV content. That's why it was not failing. So this is where you are specifying the category and all that. And if you expand, you can see in TV, these two categories. You can pick other things also if you want in this case. So I'll click save, and now we configure the download clients, indexers, download client, media management, renaming the folder and all that. We did not do it here, so let's do it here. Quality full. I think this is good. Season format is okay. Create missing folder now. Script free space check. Probably put 1000, 1 GB at least here. Extra important files, yes, we do want SRT and sub. Unmonitored delete files. It's good. Key part is this part, that where the shows, downloaded shows should go after, formatting and renaming and all that. So we save it, and at this point, this is all working. So the way it works, and like you can search for a show here, like Friends, one of the famous show, and you can see Friends is there. You click there, you can pick which episode, future episode. You can say any type of quality you need and all that. Friends is not probably free, so this is try to download only and only free content here. Old shows are typically free. And now if I go to Radar, I think we can find something there. I can show you some movies. Let's search for a movie which is in 1940 or some pretty old classic movies. So Catnips of 1940, you can say movies only, or you can say movies in collection or none, announced, SD quality, make sure that missing movies there, you just say add movies, and now when you go to movies here, you can see Catnip is there. In a while, if you click on the search, you can see where are different places this is available. So search resulted empty, so this movie is right now not available, but if it was available, then you would have seen the whole collection. For the testing sake, let's put Batman, and you can see 1992, say Batman Return is there. You add the movie, go to Batman movie, and when you click search, you can see that these are the two places the indexers could find it, right? So after a while, this automatically, based on your search criteria you did when you did the movie, you will be finding the transmission will start seeing this file and start downloading the file. And once file is downloaded, Radar will know, transmission will communicate with Radar, and then the file will be transitioned to our Jellyfin. So with that said, let's remove all that. Click delete. Now, last piece of the puzzle we have is Jellyfin. So let's connect to the Jellyfin. There you go. We say add server. We'll be adding our server only. Connect. Oh, it's still, have the old version. So Control F5, reload the browser with the new content. Yep, that's the first screen. We're gonna change it to transmission. Login is there. Let's put the password, the one we put in there. For this exercise, we're using same login password everywhere possible. So here we can use add media library. The steps for Jellyfin is right there. So make sure firewall allows this port. This is a Docker containing image, so no need to worry about it. This does work very beautifully. But yes, as long as internet is open, yes, you should be able to connect it. There is no specific firewall rule port you need to allow for this to work. Now, this is just Jellyfin. It's consuming the local content. Setup Journal first time setup guide, so choose preferred language. So yeah, we did it. We'll come back to media library for now. English, USA, allow connection, click next and finish. We're done. At this point, let's come back again, sign in to the system. There's nothing there. We go to dashboard, go to libraries, you say add library. You say I want to have movie content, click on the folders. You pick movies folder and that's about it. There are other things you can download, preferred subtitles, movies and all that. And now you have all the movies get downloaded, will automatically be here. Add another one, go to the shows, add the folder and pick TV shows, click OK, OK, there you go. Now automatically when you come to the dashboard, whenever there is a movie or something is downloaded, you should be able to see that. And once the radar and sonar will populate these folders, you'll be able to see all that, and voila, we have Jellyfin configured to watch your local content. That would be end of the session today, and I hope you like it. If you find it useful, please feel free to like and subscribe and share with your friends. Talk to you guys later. Bye.